Getting ready for this trip to Key West towing my camper, I decided to change my fuel filters. It's a little early. It's only 11,325. Still had 24% left, which would be about 3,600 miles. But I didn't want to take a chance. Now, they calculate that based on 15,000 miles. That's what the manual recommends, and that's what it's calculated there. You can see 24% plus 11,325. That'd be exactly, pretty close, not exactly 15,000 miles. So it doesn't go by the number of gallons you run through the filter, which I think would be more appropriate, more accurate way to do it, because if a truck's getting 10 miles to the gallon and one's getting 20, well, you're going to be able to double the amount of fuel you use. Or I should say double the mileage between filter changes. Alright guys, we're going to change our fuel filter today. We're going to talk about a couple of little things that can get you in trouble on this. But the first thing I'm going to do is reach down here. There's a little ball valve right here. And we just need to turn it and open it and let the fluid drain out. And let it all drain out and equalize with the air pressure so that you don't end up with a vacuum trying to back it off while you got a vacuum on that filter. Notice at the top of this is 6-point. So you want to be sure you use a 28 millimeter 6-point socket. Now some guys can just reach down there and just do this without an extension. In my old age here, I need to come up with an extension. So I'm coming up with a U-joint, and let me see if I can show you that. I'm coming up right behind this connector. So I've got my U-joint just below it, where I'm coming at that filter straight on. So let's see what happens. I just can't tell you how tight that is. But it's coming. I'll probably cut out some of this video so that you don't have to hear me grunt. Okay. One interesting observation that I don't know that I've ever made before is notice that once I broke it and the air is allowed to come in through the threads, I'm getting more fluid out, which is kind of interesting, which makes you kind of feel like, well, was there some sort of a vacuum lock which makes these things so hard to get off? I don't think so, but we just could be possibly siphoning back from the back filter too. I don't know. We'll see. In there, I'm sure my big hand is blocking everything. And we'll clean it off when we get it up here. And of course I always use lint-free rags, which for me is an old t-shirt. And you can hear it. Now we're draining more. It's a little weird actually, but that's what it is. You can hear it. I don't know if you can see it. That filter somehow or another is trapping. So going back on with it is a lot simpler than coming off with it. Now the thing is, you don't want to over tighten it. It's an O-ring, so they call for 20 foot-pounds. I'm just going to go by hand this time because I just think that thing was awful tight coming off. I think it's going to be tight though, no matter what you do, just because it's plastic. And that's why I recommend doing this when it's cold and the temperatures are all the same. Somebody once said, make engineers do every bit of maintenance on the truck before they do anything as far as, in stone. because this dipstick and this plug could not be in a worse place to change this filter. But we're good now. I think we're pretty good there. We'll check it for leaks though. So that's how much diesel we got out of it total from changing that filter. That's going to do it for this one, guys. I've got some more detailed videos on how to change the fuel filters, but I'm going to do it, so I might as well video it. I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate you watching my video, and until next time, adios.